Hello YouTubers, this is Yar from Giraffe Creations by Yar. Welcome to my blog post and YouTube video. In today's video, I wanted to take part of the My Favorite Things challenge. I think it's a sketch challenge. And it's challenge number 314, and I sort of drew it. So there's the back panel, and then a smaller panel, and then a greeting going across the bottom. So this is what I will be using for today's, and I'll keep the sketch right here. I will be featuring products from Darius, and this is an embossing folder diagonal stripes. The stamp set I've chosen is MFT's Santal's Elf, and I'm going to be using this one over here. I've already stamped it out. I'm also going to be using the wonky rectangular frames by Gina Marie Designs, and then a stamp set from my stash. And I'm going to cover this part. I just wanted to say Happy New Year. So those are the goodies I'm going to be using today, and let's get started. So based on this design, my card base is going to be white, and I am using 110 pound cardstock by Michaels. I think maybe it's 100 pound. So it's thicker cardstock. I am moving away from the flimsier stuff, and I kind of like it. It's very nice. As a second panel, so I've already stamped and colored my little elf guy, and I run through my Big Shot, and I cut it using the Gina Marie wonky rectangles, and then I put it through the Big Shot again with the Darius, or Darius, I don't know how you say it, the embossing folder, just to get that diagonal stripe. Looks like candy canes almost. So this is how I'm planning to assemble this card. This is what I'm thinking so far, and I'm going to change because it's kind of looking that way, and then I'm just going to put the sentiment at the bottom. So that's what I am thinking right now. So in order to do that, I'm going to use my embossing powder, some Versamark ink. Actually, this is my anti-static tool, not the embossing powder. I am looking now for black cardstock, and I have one over here. So let's see. When you are heat embossing, it's very important for you to use the anti-static tool, and that will prevent any of the powder to get stuck in places you really just don't want it. So, and at the end you can always just clean it up, okay? So that is ready. Now I have to prep my stamp a little bit. I should have done this before, because I only want the stamp set read "We wish you Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year," but I really only want the Happy New Year portion of it. So I guess I could stamp the whole thing and just cut it, or we're gonna do partial stamping and see how it goes. Okay, this is not so big. I can go here, and the A needs to be covered. Okay. And then the line at the bottom also needs to be covered right here. So I am going to make sure that I stamp this properly. So I'm going to use, this is a Stampin' Up stamping pad, I think it is. So, alrighty. So I am going to stamp very well, because I am only going to do this once. I don't want to redo this. The key here is to make sure that you have a lot of ink, good enough. And now before you stamp, you have to remove your tape. Otherwise, it's a mess. Ask me how I know. Yep. Alright, so that's done. And now I'm gonna just go ahead, put it right there, and I'm gonna press it really hard. Okay. I am gonna have to end up, apparently it had ink or something before, but that's alright. I'm gonna go ahead and put some white embossing powder on it, and then heat emboss it. So I am looking for my little basket over here. I have some white embossing powder. There we go. That looks okay. I'm gonna do it again just in case. All right, and if there are any loose pieces of powder or anything, I'm going to take a toothbrush, not a tooth, just a brush, just a paintbrush, right? And I'm just gonna clean them up a little bit, just to make sure that nothing is showing up at the end. And I am happy with that. So I am gonna go ahead, since it reads Happy New Year, I'm gonna return my unused embossing powder to my original container, and I'm gonna go ahead and heat emboss this. When you're heat embossing, make sure your heat tool is nice and warm before you take it to your paper. Okay, so I was able to heat emboss my sentiment. So I am gonna go ahead and cut it and just start gluing all my pieces together to assemble my card and following that sketch. I enjoy using my Stampin' Up! Cutter, so that's what I am going to use over here. Let's see. So right there, and then I guess I can cut a little bit more off the top. Let's see. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do with that side, but let's see. I'm gonna make sure that it is centered right there. Okay, I'm gonna cut that part over there, and I'm gonna have to cut a little bit off the bottom as well. Alright, that is not enough. So now that I have lined it up so that the end of the bottom of my letters is right flush to my cutting blade. I had to tape it down because it was getting kind of hard. So I'm gonna cut this two sides and just go with it. Okay. So I am not sure what I want to do or what I want to put this yet. But I know that this is how I want my card to look. So I think I'm just gonna have my little guy be almost, have it behind him or something like that. So let's go ahead and get this card assembled. I am using today my ATG gun. Oh, you know what I wanted to do as well, excuse me, was I want to do the red. I just want it to be a little tiny border. I'll have to fix that one. Here we go. To switch mechanical issues. Alright, let's see. I want to make sure that you are able to see what I am doing. And the goal for me, I don't want this to show a large portion of the red. So I'm going to go ahead and run this through my cutter once again, so that I only have a tiny bit of it showing. And the way I measure this, just to get this maybe an eighth of an inch, I just make sure that this paper right here is flush with this part over here. So that's how I do my measuring. That way everything is even toward the end. I think this one's pretty good. Maybe a teeny tiny part of it. No. Alright, and that just gives me a little peekaboo of that red, but it's not so in your face. Okay, the next thing is I'm going to go ahead and with my bone folder, I'm going to go ahead and make that crease right there and start assembling my card. I really like this paper from Michaels. This is my first card. I'm gonna have to remove my purple tape from my bone folder. Right, so this is my next step. So this ATG gun is from Scotch as well, and it is a 1/2 inch, so the tape is 1/2 inch versus a 1/4 inch in the pink one. I really like it. The gun itself is smaller. I have smaller hands, so it fits my hands a little bit better, but the tape's a little bit more expensive. Overall, it's not that expensive, but it is a little bit more. And you are able to find those at any craft store or even online. Okay, and so I'm gonna glue that down, and no, I cannot glue things straight, so I'm gonna have to fix that. And this is how we fix it. Just cut it off. So I think I am off by just a teeny tiny bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and make that even, right? And now I'm going to go ahead and glue my little guy in the banner. So I think we have decided, let's look at the sketch one more time. And the sketch, I am actually moving this over here, and that's fine, I think. And then my banner maybe coming out of his belly or something like that, and I think that would be fine, and that would be okay. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that over there. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and start putting some glue on my guy. A lot of people at this point would go to foam tape, but I don't know. I mail all my letters on my cards, so I don't use a lot of foam tape to begin with. So, and I want to make sure that he is inside my wiggly lines, and now I'm ready to add my sentiment. Let's see, maybe I did cut a little bit too much. Okay, I'm gonna try to move him up a bit. Oh, yeah, I'll be able to, no problem. Let's see. Okay, I think that is a better spot, and nothing is falling out. Okay, I think that is my card today. I hope you like it, and I'm gonna move it up a bit. I don't like it there. No, no, no. Too low for me. All right. This is why I don't make cards while taping. Okay, that's better. All right. I think it matches, so we'll see. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.